Good morning, fourth graders. This lesson is Module 4, Lesson 2. It is called Subtraction, Reviewing the Standard Algorithm, and Decomposing 10's or 100's. So decomposing means to take apart. And our target for today is I can use the standard algorithm so that I can efficiently subtract up to 5-digit numbers using decomposing. If you're not familiar right now with that term decomposing, you will be. Once again, this increases our comfort with numbers and our ability to work with numbers. So we understand what we are doing, that we are not just carrying a 1. Okay? So a man goes into a bank to exchange a $20 bill for some smaller bills. What are some different combinations of bills the bank could give him? Now, when I was teaching this in the classroom last year, some students needed an actual visual to understand what decomposing or trading in is. So, for instance, if you had, let's say, a $10 bill instead, and you went to the bank and could you trade that in for 10 ones? All right, so we are decomposing the $10 bill into 10 $1 bills. So I think using the 10 instead of the 20 is easier for us to understand, and that's what we are going to be doing in decomposing. So we need to remember a 10 is traded for 10 ones. 100 is traded for 10 tens. So think about that with money. So if you go to the bank and you have a $100 bill and you trade it in for tens, you will get 10 tens. So when subtracting, sometimes we need to regroup a number in a way that helps us do the calculations. We just need to make sure the total amount does not change. If you have a $100 bill and you bring it to the bank and you ask for 10 tens, do you still have $100? That is what this is saying. We're not changing the total amount. We're just trading in for a different form of the same amount. Okay, and so we're not going to write these down right now, but let's take a look at this. So let's build the first number with base 10 blocks. If you were going to build this number with base 10 blocks, what would be the first thing you would do to subtract? Now we know that we go to the far right, which is the ones place first, to subtract. But we have a problem here, don't we? Because there's a 4 and they want us to take 8 away. And we cannot do that. And we can't say, well, I think I'll just have 8 and take away 4 and go backwards. We can't do that. So once again, building with base 10 blocks, this one looks easier at first because you have the 4 and you can subtract the 2, but then you come to a problem when you have in the tens place, you have 5, which is really 50, and you are asked to subtract 7, which is really 70. And so you can't do that. What you need to do is you need to decompose this 100. Okay? Well, the 200, I'm sorry. And we talked about where we would start. I want you to take a look at the Math Journal pages because I think that it describes it really quite well with the Math Journal pages. So let's look at one page at a time. Hold on a second. I always have trouble with that. I don't remember why. I don't know why. Okay, so subtraction, reviewing the standard addition, standard algorithm, decomposing tens or hundreds. So let's say Andre has $245 and buys this guitar, which is $139. How much money does he have left? Sometimes a visual with building things with base 10 blocks can really help you understand decomposing, and that you're not just borrowing 1 when you can't subtract in the ones place and you go over and I always call it knock on your neighbor's door to borrow. You're not just borrowing 1. Okay, so Alexis used blocks to figure out the amount left over. She started by representing 245. As you can see, each one of these is 100 right here. So this is 200 and 10, 30, 10, 20, 30, 40. So these are 40 and 5. So that was easier for her to see that she could visually build those. But how could she take away 9? Because we need to take away 139 from this number. And she's only got 5 ones. So what does she do? She then regrouped one 10's block. She took it and she moved it over, broke it apart. So this time, now there are enough blocks in each place to take away 139. So does the total value of the blocks change when you regroup? When you took this 10's the 10's and you move it over, you're just regrouping. You're not getting rid of it. You're not changing the total amount. You're moving it over here and breaking it up into 10 separate pieces. So when you are doing the subtraction, you can cross out the blocks to figure out the amount left over. So this is 245 and it's just broken up. So it's 200 and then 30, and then let's see, there's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, because 10 of these were over here. So it is still 245. So if you wanted to take away 139, you would take away 1, and you would take away 3, and you would take away 9. So that would be 3, 6, and a 9. And so does that change your answer because you regrouped? No, your answer is 106 that is left over. So we're going to follow these rules for subtraction. The first step, as we talked about, you look at the digits in each place and you think about it in your head. Can I subtract each place easily? We start at the ones. We always start at the ones. And this is where in this in this particular problem, we start here and we see a problem right away. We have 5 and we want to take away 9. We cannot just flip it around and do 9, take away 5, and put a 4 down here, and that does not work. So what we do in step 2, you need 1 10 to help subtract the ones. And you're going to cross out the 4 10's and write 3 10's. So we cross off the 4 10's and we put a 3, which stands for 3 10's. And then the 10 that we took from or traded in from the 10's place, we put over in the ones place. So we're moving 10 over. We're not just moving 1 over. So 10, and then 10 plus 5 makes it 15. And we can do the math then, can't we? Excuse me. So what we do is we have 15 and we can take away 9 now, and we have 6. Now this is a problem though, because we have 3 and wait a minute, this is 3 now, and we take away 3, and that's 0, and that's not a problem. And so we have 2, and we take away 1. So let's look at our next page. Estimate the difference, and then use the standard subtraction algorithm to calculate the exact difference. All right, so this wants you to first estimate. So if you round to the nearest 10's, that might be a good place to start with this page. So if you round 587 to the nearest 10's, let's say you round, you round it to 590. So let's write that down. I wish that there was more space to do your math. So if we estimate that this is 590 and we estimate that this is 50, and then our total, 0 minus 0 is 0. I'll erase all this. 9 minus 5 is 4. And 5 minus, well, there's nothing there, is 5. So we are estimating that our answer will be 540. So we're going to put our estimate there. So now that we're done estimating, and like I said, please do this work in your notebook. We are actually going to do our small group math today together, okay? At least half of these problems, most of these problems, and then you're going to show me on your whiteboard. So this one, let's look at it. 7 minus 5, we don't have a problem there at all, do we? This one, we don't have to decompose at all. This in the tens place, 80 minus 40, 8 minus 4 is 40, and 5, and there's nothing there. So we just pull the 5 down. 542 is our exact answer. 540 was our estimate. It is reasonably close and precise. Let me erase this part here, and let's do this next one together. 3 minus 6, can't do it, right? Big problem right there. So we're going to cross off the 9, which is really 90. And I wish I could draw better with this and turn it into an 8. Sorry, you can't see that well. And we're actually regrouping, decomposing. We're taking 10 over, not just 1. So 13 minus 6 is 7. We can do that. Now we have 8, which is 80, and taking away 50. We know that that's 30. We'll put the 3 there. And there's nothing here, so we will bring down the 2. Okay, so we are going to work on this together, and these are pages 122 and 123. I'm also asking today that you do some maintaining concepts pages. So that would be 124 and 125. I don't have the exit slip up today, but I want you to do the exit slip that I will post in the classroom today. I do want you to come to small group, even if you understand this. We are going to start working together on these pages all together and showing answers on our whiteboards. Okay, I will see you soon.